What if the person you love doesn't belong to you? Nikhil had always believed that love meant holding on. If someone mattered to you, you stayed close. You worried about them. You wanted their attention. And secretly, you wanted to make sure they never walked away. Nikhil was a school teacher, and every day he taught children lessons about mathematics, history, and life. But there was one lesson he had never understood himself: how to love without fear. He had someone special in his life, and slowly, without realizing it, his love had started changing into something else. He wanted constant messages. He became uncomfortable when she spent time with other people. When she didn't reply quickly, his mind created stories. Maybe she doesn't care anymore. Maybe she's becoming distant. What if I lose her? The more he tried to hold the relationship tightly, the more restless he became. One evening, after finishing his work, Nikhil sat alone in his classroom. The room was silent. On the blackboard, there was still a sentence written by one of his students: "Love makes people happy." Nikhil stared at it for a long time. Then he whispered, "Then why does mine make me afraid?" That question changed everything. He began to understand something profound. Sometimes, we don't suffer because we love someone. We suffer because we attach fear to our love. We say, "I love you," but underneath those words our mind is saying, "Don't leave me, don't change, don't love anyone else, don't become different from what I expect." And suddenly, love becomes a cage. But real love doesn't need a cage. Love doesn't say, "You must stay because I am afraid." Love says, "I want you to be happy, even when I cannot control everything." Nikhil realized that freedom didn't mean loving less. It meant removing fear from love. He stopped checking his phone every few minutes. He stopped imagining problems that didn't exist. He stopped trying to control another person's feelings. And slowly, something unexpected happened. His relationship became lighter, not because the other person had changed, but because Nikhil had changed the way he loved. He finally understood that love begins inside. When your mind is filled with insecurity, even love can feel like danger. But when your mind is filled with peace, love becomes freedom. You don't need to possess someone to love them. You don't need constant proof. You don't need to control their every movement. You can love deeply and still allow another human being to breathe. That is the freedom hidden inside love. And perhaps the greatest form of love is not saying, "Never leave me." Perhaps it is saying, "I love you enough to let love remain free." Because when fear disappears, love no longer feels like a prison. It feels like peace. And sometimes, the person you need to set free isn't the person standing beside you. It's the person inside your own mind. If this message made you look at love differently, remember this: love without possession, care without control, and give without fear. This is Mindset HubTube. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Mindset HubTube, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Because sometimes, the greatest freedom in life is learning how to love without holding too tightly.